Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we're looking at Last Chance, Daisy Lane, another lovely one which is leaving us before the new annual catalogue comes in May for you all. I've loved using this set and I thought we would just have one last go at it. So, and I'm using the retiring in colours as I've been using. So I've started, we have a large punch and a medium punch. I'm using the large punch and I've already done that. So all I've done is in Bumblebee, I have just stamped and punched out 4 of the flowers. There's the daisy punch, which is that one. Lovely punch, great for doing flowers on all sorts of things, garlands and stuff like that. So I've done 4 of them and I've just done them in the Bumblebee. So now I am going to take the in fact I'm going to do it this way. I am going to take the stamp and I'm taking the Magenta Madness and I'm literally just tapping on the very edges of the stamp. Now you can do this with a Stamparatus to get it evenly, but I just want to add just a little bit of colour just to the end of them. So I'm just making sure that I've got just a little bit of colour. I think I missed out every other one on there. Whoops, and we've got another one there I didn't guess any on, but as I say, just a little bit, doesn't need to be a lot. And then all I'm going to do is to line it up roughly, because again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I can just peel it off and you've got a lovely, just a little bit of pink right at the edge. And you've still got the, the definition of the stamp in there as well. So, you know, again, it doesn't have to be a huge amount. Just make sure that you've just got a little bit and then line it up. And again, you don't have to be perfectly accurate. Just happens to be I am being pretty accurate today, but you know, I haven't been all the time. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to even ink up this one. I'm just going to do it again because we just want a little bit at the edges. And on this one again, I'm just going to keep it as it is and just ink it up. And all it's done is just given a little bit of colour right on the end, which I think looks really pretty. Now we can then take the 2 of them and marry them up together. And you've then got your flower to go in on the centre. So we're going to do a couple of those. Piece of cardstock, haven't decided what colour base. I might actually do something. Have I got anything bright? Ooh, I might have some Magenta Madness. Bear with me a second. I've got one piece here which I will probably need to cut down. So that's going to go in on there. And I just need to cut it down so that it's the right size. Bear with 2 seconds. So for me, that is going to be, that's 5.5, 3 3/4 is how I cut mine down. Okay, so that's given me that one. So I've then got that to go in on here. And then, as I say, the flowers are going to go up in on this corner. So I can just put them in at that angle. Okay, so that's going to look quite pretty. And on this one, we're going to do something with, so this is the bits that I've just cut out. And again, I'm very much about trying to use things for more than one you know, one usage. So let me just find, I need to find, there we go. That'll do for, I'm going to do it in the Bumblebee because I quite like that Bumblebee. So let's, and I could actually do it in, I might do it in both. We'll just have to see and look. I'm not doing it with the blending brush, because it's going to have to be a dabbing up and down one, because this is quite delicate in around the center. So exactly the same as a lot of stencils. Once you get into the center, you have to be a little bit careful, but that's perfect in on there. So I'm literally just taking it up, doubling up over some of them. The idea is it's quite random. That's quite nice. I'm going to use one of the other ones, so I'm just sort of taking it down. And if I take it from the outside in, that way, it's going to make sure that it doesn't, the paper doesn't sort of collapse over too much. And then we'll take another one down on here. I'm doing this very quickly for the video, but you know, take your time with it. But it's just literally so you don't waste what you've cut away. And I'm all about trying to make the most of everything. And then we'll take another one in like that. That's got to have quite a bit in on the centre here. Okay, so that's that one. And then I am going to take the Magenta Madness, and let me just put this one away. Take out Magenta Madness, which I think is probably that one. It's about right anyway. I've got so many ink pads, I don't write on them, so some of the pinky ones end up being used for a few different things, but this is the Magenta Madness. So I just want to take, I'm going to take another part of it, and I'm going to do it in between them all. So get that in on the center. So we're building it up in 2 different tones, like that. Perfect. And then we'll put another one in down on here, so where there's more sort of space. But again, don't worry overly getting it absolutely perfect, because being a stencil, it just gives that little bit of a background coming through. So I just want to put, let's put one right coming out like that, I think, for this one, because I don't want it overly done. And then maybe one sort of up like that, because we're going to have the other flowers coming on, so it doesn't have to be overly done. Okay, so that's just given a few sort of colour combinations going through on the back. Then we can take our sentiment, and if we're using this is our background, aren't we? Okay, so that looks lovely. So I'm going to be carrying on with this ink to do the sentiment, and I'm going to put the friend on, I think. So I'm going to take this one first of all. So we need to have just a little blob of glue in on the center. Just like that, and then we can take this other one and we just want to offset it. So I'm sure that you've used yours lots, and if you haven't got it, as I say, last chance before it retires, and then that's it. So you can curl them up and down if you want to. I'm going to keep it fairly flat, I think, because I don't think I want it overly bright on there. So we can have that one up there. I could have 2 on there, couldn't I? Let's have a look and see if I want to have 2. I'm not too sure, but I might do, because then I might just put the sentiment through on the top. So take that one in like that. Just allow it to settle in just for a second. So we could have that one in there like that. And then the sentiment, I think I'm going to have, whoops, let's have friend, shall we? Because I quite like that. All smile. No, I think friend. And what have we got? It's your time to shine. Both of those are quite nice, aren't they? So, excuse me. I don't know whether I want to do it in pink. I think I might do it in black, because I quite want something to stand out a bit. So let me, I think I'm going to do it in black. I'm not sure whether it's going to fit onto a scrap piece or not. It'll fit onto this scrap. So I'm going to do it in Memento. Let's get got the friend out. So let's put this on that way. And I can use my Memento, because I think it will get lost if it's done in something that's a bit paler. So I'm going to do it in this. Like that, because I like that friend. I think that that looks really rather good. Now, I don't think that this is going to be big enough to put it on, but I think we might have do another way of doing it. Let me just cut this out quickly. I might cut it out at an angle, actually. That's quite a nice way of doing it on there. So cut that out that way. So we've got this at a nice sort of angle. Oh, it might do actually. Right, let's see if I can cut this. Just a little bit tighter. Don't normally like to do it too tight, but I think it'll work a bit better if it's done just a little tighter. Then we can put that in on here. That will work nicely. So I'm going to glue that on and then trim that up. So let's pop this in here. Take it from the edge. To get it so that it's about as straight as I can sort of get that on there. And then we need to just do this at a little bit of an angle. So I'm going to take this up here like that. And it just adds just a little something sometimes. So I do need to straighten that out a little bit on there. And then I just need to straighten that one out just a tiny bit on there. Like that. Okay, so we can then put, so we're going to have that as our background. We're going to have a daisy up at the top and a daisy up at the bottom. We're going to have this running through on the center like that. And then what I would do is, because I've got a couple of them left, which are, let me just find my pot of rhinestones and bits and bobs, is to put some gems, a group of pearls or something like that inside. I've still got, which I really like for the center of them, so I've still got some of these ones, which are these larger pearls like this. So I would put one of those in on the center of, whee, flying around, one of those in on the center of there, one of them on the center of this one, like that. And then we've got that running through like that. And now what I could do is to just add, I could add a little bit of extra colour in on there if I wanted to. Probably not. Probably I keep it fairly simple. You might find a little bit of something extra in on there. I think it looks a bit plain on there. So let me just I'm just going to add a little something in on here. So I'm going to take the leaf, and because I like the background, but I want to just add a little bit of something in on there because I don't think it's not quite enough for me. So this bit of leaf, and we're going to do it with the Magenta Madness because we've got a lot of that. I could do it with the green, but I don't think I am. I'm going to do it with this leaf to just show that you can do it with several things. So I'm going to take the leaf up in on that corner, the leaf up in on that corner, and we're just going to take it round, sort of give it a bit of a border in on there, like that. And I can just fill that in like that, that in like that, that in like that, and that in like that. Okay, so that, I think, very quickly, let's put this back together and see. I think that just gives, yes it does. Okay, so that's just finished off the outside a little bit, and then we've got the friend coming through. Now you can see that it looks, let's take this scruffy piece of paper off. You can see now that it's actually balanced it far better and just brought everything in, which is nice. So all of the products are last chance retired, so have a look down below in the link and you can buy them while stocks last from my shop. And as always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.